Hey, I wrote about the go-kart story in the book, but after I wrote it, you said you remembered it differently.
You were wrong on
no,
that one.
I wasn't wrong.
The reason I threw you off is because you wouldn't get off.
No.
And when you'd made your 5 laps or whatever our quota was, you make 5, I'll make 5, you make 5. And you'd already made your 5 and you wouldn't stop. You just kept going by me every time you were supposed to stop. And so finally I stopped you and you got out. And when I got in, you jumped on the back, held onto that little roll bar that went over us, had your feet on the back and then you wouldn't get off. And that's when I threw you off.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly the way I remember
Yeah,
it.
I know. That's not how you wrote it either.
Yeah, well, listen, the victor writes the history, right?
I guess
the
so.
victor goes the spoils.
Is that called revisionist history?
Yeah, well, listen, all I know is you ruined my brand new Batman shirt. Yeah, we didn't wear shirts most of the time, but I had my brand new Batman shirt on that day.
Right.
Yeah, you threw me right over the front of that go-kart and ran over me. I still got stripes on my back from that.
And then after I ran over you and you said, I'm telling, and took off running, I was trying to beat you to the house going, I did not. But it's kind of hard to deny when you had those stripes across
Yeah,
you.
there was no denying that. I had the stripes right across the back of that shirt. I think they stayed too. I don't think they ever came out.
Yeah.
But you always were faster than me, one step faster. I could never catch you. You always beat me to the door. Yeah. And Mom always bought your story because you're the youngest.
And I was the sweetest.
Oh, yeah, right. The sweetest one that ran over me in a go-kart.
That old go-kart, that was so fun. I remember Dad drug home the frame.
Yeah.
And it needed welded.
Just like everything else, right? Dad brought it home in pieces in a box.
Right. And Mom padded the seat. You remember that?
Yeah.
He cut out the plywood. She put the foam on it.
Naugahyde and the foam.
Sewed the naugahyde and stapled the naugahyde on it. And then I remember we had pushed the accelerator because we could never go fast enough.
Yeah.
And so it
went past the stop.
Exactly. And it would hang wide open. Yeah. Dad welded the stop and we'd bent the stop and we'd go past it. But the brake, what's funny is now they have these drift cars. You see these drift cars.
Yeah,
everywhere.
we were drifting through the yard long before drift cars.
That's right. They have that hand hydraulic brake. We had the hand brake that just stabbed those 2 pieces of wood or put 2 pieces of concrete into the tires. Yeah. And that was our drift brake. But yeah, we were way ahead of our time with that drifting.
Yeah, we were. You remember when we came home from school one day, we were so excited. It'd been raining and we loved to ride the go-kart in the rain. And we get home and Uncle Ron and Fred are out there riding the go-kart. 2 grown men just got home from Germany, from the Army.
Right.
And, they rode it till dark, never would let us in.
Yeah, right. And laughing. They were just laughing like kids out there. So, but yeah, I love telling this story, the story about Uncle Ron bringing Fred home for Christmas.
Yeah. Fred was great.
Fred was,
you remember, was it Baxter?
Fred Baxter.
Fred Baxter.
Fred Baxter.
What a great guy.
Didn't have any family and he had seen active duty in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And he and Uncle Ron were flying back together and he was flying into wherever, Detroit or something like that. But they were coming through Tulsa and we were picking Uncle Ron up in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And he called us from one of the stops and said, hey, I'm bringing a buddy of mine home. He doesn't have any family, doesn't have anybody to go home for Christmas with.
Yeah.
And so I remember loading up in the station wagon and going to Gibson's and buying gifts.
Yeah, for Fred.
Because
Fred. Mom didn't have anything. No, and there was no way anybody was coming to Mom's house for Christmas and not getting something.
Right. And then we got to buy him something. And Uncle Ron had told us that he drove a tank in Vietnam. And so I think you got him like a model tank and I got him a Hot Wheels tank or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember. But we got him stuff. And, that's the way our family was. Dad could fix anything and Mom
could make anything.
Never met a stranger and welcomed anybody into our family.
Yeah.
And
so. We'll have to agree to disagree on the go-kart story. I'm sure a lot of families have those agree to disagree
Right.
moments. Maybe you can, comment on the website and share some of them with us. Everybody has those, Hatfield and McCoy moments in their family, right? Not everybody agrees all the time, and that's cool. That's okay, right? I mean, if we were all the same, this would be a boring world. So, share your ideas, spark dialogue and discussion, tell tales that are remembered differently. That's okay.
Right.
Just share them with your families.
Right. And they can talk about it at the dinner table. Hey, now I remember it this way, but you all seem to remember it that way. Let's work through this. Where am I wrong, or where what facts do I have that we all don't have, or something?
Yeah.
And
None of us have perfect memories as much as we'd like to admit we do. That's one of the reasons we're writing ours down.
Right.
So, we get them, treasured for generations to come. But, ask yourself next time you're sitting at family dinner, hey, what's a story you remember differently than I remember it? And, see where it leads.
Yeah. Work through them and figure it out. And I'm sure there's not a right answer. This is my memory. Well, this is my memory.
Yeah.
And we're all at different points in life or different stations, whatever. And so we do remember it differently.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's wrong. Just means that it's different.
Yeah, it's okay to disagree, right?
Right.
Just don't be disagreeable.
Yeah. Right. Very good. I like that.
Yeah, a lot of families like that around the country that, have stories to share, holiday stories or, friends unexpected dropping in, and I hope they'll share comments on the website. Hope they'll go to chatratchronicles.com, sign up for a newsletter, and tell us their stories about their favorite holiday memories, or when somebody came home maybe from foreign service, something like Uncle Ron, and just a lot of great stories out there that I hope people will preserve for the next generation.
Yeah. And everybody has that story, and they need to be shared so they're not lost.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. Amen.